Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
We're almost there. We're just a couple episodes away from ending the year. This is episode 320. That's 320, you guys. 320 episodes that we have wrapped up in the bag, y'all. Felicidades. And before I even go into what I'm going to talk about, and you guys already saw my cute ass headphones because I'm a hot mess, as we talked about in another podcast. But before we start, you guys had a chance to probably check in off record. But ¿cómo se encuentran? Please fill me in on how you ladies are doing. And I just want to say I appreciate your patience today with waiting on me. So ¿cómo se encuentran?
Good, but it's been so hard to take you seriously with those adorable ass Stitch headphones. Vero's got like a Stitch on each side, Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. It's so cute. They're humongous. They're 3 times the size of her ear. We're gonna have to put this on our Instagram because these are some
my God, it's hilarious.
Ass headphones that we're gonna be looking at. We're good, Vero, but that's hilarious.
Good too, hablando de que todo like just, fell upon us, que andamos en chinga, and then like the weeks are going so fast. Like Irene's son in college se acaba de ir, pero ya viene de regreso. Like qué rápido.
Muriéndome de hambre yo acá, pobrecita la Vero.
Oh, porque no ha cenado ya. No, we get you.
I swear to God, I think it's like been a culmination of just like things that happen. You're like, oh, I got that done. And right today, my sense of time was like off whack. So maybe the conversation today is like the realization of how we are, how our year is culminating, right? The realization of what we've done, what we're doing, and how sometimes, a day could just seem like, what day is it? How are the holidays here? How is it that my son was here for Thanksgiving and he's going to be back in 16 days? Like, how is that even possible? Like, why pay for the airfare? Take classes from home. Or like, the realization of all these things. But so far, you said we're all in chinga. I think we're constantly on the move. I feel that as the women, the matriarchs, the leaders in our family, right? We tend to constantly be on the move. What has been one thing that maybe helped you so far in this last couple of weeks? Because, the holidays started right, it's like it kicks off with Halloween. Y ya es noviembre, ya es el año nuevo. So what has helped you keep your cool about getting things done? Even though you tried, was just like, nope, it made me lose it. And I was just like, F it, let's start over. Reset and recharge, and start over. So has there anything that has helped you kind of keep your cool and keep your focus? Or is something or has it just been more like, well, ni modo, let's just find a way to get it done?
I've mostly not kept my cool. I've realized today that I've been running on fumes. I have a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. Work, it's the kids and the gifts and the travel and this and the other and family and just super duper busy. And today I was like, man, there's always something. Like there's always something. And it's all dumb stuff. My son saved all this money for an e-bike. He bought it. Turns out I think it's fraud because the seller put like the wrong tracking. I have to like call Amazon every 2 days and to claim and remind them. And today I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired of dealing with this bike. Like the dumbest things, but it's like I have so much going on, like another random thing I'm dealing with. But of course, because my son saved so much money and finally bought his bike and his brother gave him money, I gave him money, his dad gave him money. I'm like, we all invested in this bike and no llegado. But that's like one example of one thing today where I was like, I'm so over the little things. There's so many little things right before Christmas, I think, because we're all hopefully taking time off, your office is closed, you get to have Christmas, and I feel that feels overwhelming, but I'm done shopping. So one thing that has helped me is probably trying to do things early, so it's not too much the last minute. So my Christmas shopping is done, so I'm glad that I try to do that always early. Yeah, I don't have to worry about crowds, I don't have to drive in traffic, I don't have to just worry about anything having to do with regalos. Aquí tengo regalos por donde quiera right now, and that can be a little stressful, but I'm getting them organized. I deep cleaned my kitchen today, so also I'd be doing too much. But because my college kid is coming home, like I like having the house clean. I've always said this on the podcast. I do this to myself too. Everything doesn't have to get done. Pero si puedo. So what helps me, Vero, is trying to keep it together and do things early, asking my husband for help. And then what drives me crazy is sometimes I do too much. I have too many things. I told Diego, if by Thursday we have to call Amazon again, can you take over? He's like, of course, honey, como quieras. He's always willing to help me, but I have to freaking ask for help. So ladies, tip of the day, if you're listening to this and you're like me and you're like, damn, I got too much on my plate, ask for help. That's it. Amen. Blessings.
Amen to that. Yo también iba a decir eso, like, ask for help. Ask for help. I'm gonna say that I started like the month, and by starting it was like a week ago, right? The month started a week ago, December 1st. Estamos a 8, but it just feels like so much has happened. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna take it slow. I'm gonna be like just peaceful, and it's just gonna be like, it's gonna be a good season. Pero pues with kids, dude, no se puede. No se puede. I was just telling Irene off camera and off record that I was like, oh my God, this week is already like accounted for. Like today I did all these things, you know, I did work. I worked, and then de allí me fui to take my dad, and then I had to go pick up these dresses, and then, you know, tomorrow I go to the office. Wednesday I'm taking the girls to the Nutcracker, you know, La Virgen de Guadalupe, you know, this week, and then Posada, and but so anyway, I have slowed down, but it's also like inevitable that this time of year is always so busy también. What has helped, one, is getting help, you know, still bringing in my cleaning lady / nanny every 2 weeks. Viene, and por lo menos dura, you know, unos días la casa limpia, and that just makes me feel like, oh my God, yeah, one less thing, you know, one less thing. So that, and then, making time for spontaneous dates that, you know, I wasn't, like, for example, this past Saturday, my girls were going to go caroling with one of the moms, and I'm like, oh, I told Luis, I'm like, we should go, we'll drop them off, and then you and I go to this bar and maybe have dinner. And he's like, yeah, that works. Friday, the day before, I worked from home those days. But I wanted to go to the Academy of Sciences, which is like a museum, during my lunch hour, and get some Christmas gifts. Again, like, you know, ahead of the game and all that. So I went over there, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna work from there the rest of the day. I was like, I've never done that. I have a membership to this museum, by the way. But I was like, hago mis compras, me llevo mi laptop, and I'll just review this document that I need to review, that I didn't need internet for. Pero hago eso. Oh my God, the best thing. I don't know why I never thought about doing that, like on my remote work days. I don't know, nunca me había cruzado eso, but I was like, let me take my laptop, let me review these documents. Me senté enfrente del big aquarium, así bien relajada, taking my notes, reviewing this like 700-page PDF on my computer. The best, dude, the best. Y como que ya terminé with my work day, and then Luis was like, where, ¿dónde andas? I thought you were running. I was like, dude, I'm at the academy. Like, I'm working from home remotely, but I'm working from the academy. And he's like, oh, meet me at our pub for a drink. And I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. So I me bajé del tren because I was taking public transportation. Y ahí I met him in our little pub. So we went to 2 dates back to back. It was so cool. Like, it was so cool.
I know. I got to take your advice with the working from home somewhere else, because that is pretty awesome. I don't do that enough. And I think that does then make you do 65,000 things at home, because, oh, I'll just put in the laundry. Yes. Oh, I'll just make this phone call to Amazon real quick. Oh, I'll just jump on that meeting. It's too many things at home. So when you leave the house, I do love that. I saw a coffee house the other day. I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Why don't we leave home? And I told Sophie, you should study and I would work. We should not be at home like all the time. But I love the impromptu dates. I love that. My daughter had 4 theater shows this weekend. It was crazy, back-to-back rides and a rap party and all this stuff. And in one of them, I was, babe, we're going to drop her off. We're going to go have a date. Yes. Then we're going to watch the show. Then we're going to pick her up. Then we're going to take her in and out with her friends. But we squeeze it in, girl, because their schedules will be too much. So I can do dates. I can do the impromptu dates. But I need to do the not working at my house when I work from home dates for myself.
Because uno termina like agotado. Lunes y viernes, I work from home. But it's
se los recomiendo que se salgan de su casa todos los días.
Energía, let's go have a drink. So cool.
Take it from me that I am in the office every day. No, even then, like, I think it's hard to like even keep that going. You know, like for me, it's more of like, I wish I had a day from home. But I do notice when I have my day off that I work a Saturday, I'll have like a Monday off, right? And that's when we typically podcast or something like that. I feel like I have so much things to do. Like I've already booked, it's like my weekend. So it's like, in a sense, I have so many things to do. And I'm always thinking like, I'm going to relax. I'm going to take some time for myself, you know, do this and the other. Pero nunca pasa. But I leave the house every day because I have to, right? I work, I have no option to work from home. But what's been keeping me together is just like really taking deep breaths, yo. It's kind of those things like I can't help it. My kids have been sick. They started getting sick right before Thanksgiving, you guys. Empezaron with this weird virus. And they just passed it to each other. Like it was Archie, then Archie kicked it off to Joaquin, and then Joaquin to Maura, Maura to Gali. And it was that. And then we entered December like this. And then it developed into like a bad cough and like all this stuff. So now they're still sick. They're all on meds. And I'm just tired. So I'm just like, you know what? We're going to do what we can. And it's more of like, breathe, Vero, breathe. Like I've been losing my patience. I noticed like, it's just like one more little, if I hear one more mommy, that's it. Everyone's done here, you know? So I just like I just tell them like, dame un momento. And I take some deep breaths and I go, paciencia, Vero, patience. Talk to myself and like really just say like, what is it? So one thing I heard recently was one thing, you know, because the holidays. So we're thinking about gifting and doing these. And of course, we always do a gift exchange with the family, which we make it really easy with the adults. But it's like, what do we get the kids? And I've had this thing about clearing out their junk. We have too many toys. We have too much stuff. And it gets overwhelming because it's a lot to keep together. So I heard this recently where it's like, spend time, spend your energy on time, not energy on things. So time we can't get back, things you can always buy or get or give or, you know, whatever it is. So I've been thinking about that. I don't have a lot of time. I don't have all the time in the world, and especially in these moments with the kids, because that's who I get most triggered by, because they need me so much. They've been sick. It's the holidays. Mommy picks them up after work when it's dark. Like they freaked out the first week. I don't know if I told you girls. The first week that the time changed, Galilea thought we forgot them at school, because when they came out, it was night. Aww, and to her, so it was like, crying. It's tomorrow. It's the night. You forgot about us. Poor baby. So I think it's more of like, just be patient and try to be present as much as I can. And it's hard because we get lost on what we expect things to be, right? And I honestly gave up on I decorate right after Thanksgiving or during Thanksgiving. I start decorating for Christmas. This year, we haven't put up a Christmas tree, and we always have it right before Thanksgiving. Like at least it's there. And this year we haven't put it up. I brought out some Christmas lights. I brought out my bins for Christmas y no he decorado. And the kids are like, ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué no hay Navidad aquí? You know, like, what's happening, Mom? Because I bring out all my shit, you know?
Dude, we've only done it because I have a kid that was into it. As long as my kids are into it, my son, the first one, that for the first year, not the first one, for the first year, my youngest was like, can we have everything by the first? I mean, they were like, okay, I guess so. Can we do it by the first? Don't forget, can we do it by the first? But Vero, I'm one of those people too. Like, pasa el tiempo.
Have we done it? No. And I'm just like, you know what? And then I was trying to start like giving myself a hard time. Like, you did this, you printed it out, ni lo pusiste, que pa' qué pierdes tiempo, pa' qué lo hiciste. And I was being so hard on myself. And I was like, you know what? Que la chingada ya. Como dices así que se te resbale. This year, Mommy wasn't on it, and it's fine. You know what? I'm sorry, but I do want to remind myself.
The year's not over. It can start December 18th. It can start December 20th. No importa.
Dude, give yourself grace. Like,
yes,
you went back to work this year. We were literally talking about this, about you, Mike. Oh my God, Vero regresó a trabajar este año. This is her first year. Like, you know, like so many hats that she has to wear and juggle. So remind yourself and give yourself grace.
We were going to do a Love on Vero show if you didn't show up today. We just talk about how proud of her we are, and probably at work right now doing big boss things, juggling a lot. She got kids at home. She got mouths to feed. We were going to say all that for you, Vero. But also, you don't have to be like everybody else. If you're compelled to start your little calendar with your kids, count down to the new year. If you want to do Christmas cards that are Happy New Year cards, and you do it when you guys are on break over Christmas and it's a Christmas activity, girl, there's no rules. There are no rules.
It's exactly right. Like, what if I say just Happy Kwanzaa? What if I wanted to be February? No. Let me be. Hey, y'all. And the good thing is
that was like,
I hit up Celia. Celia, Matt, shout out to you. Love you. We haven't seen the gift randomly. I was like, hey, are you still doing the picture thing? Because you haven't come up on my feed. So I scheduled our photo shoot, because I was like, I need to have a family picture this year. You know, at least not from just my phone, but one that is, you know, at least toda posed ahí. Hazte como si no estás, como si no te veo. Así, ¿no? Like, como si no estoy viendo. No me doy cuenta que me estás tomando una foto. We wore green, so I'm definitely going to use it for St. Patty's then. Bumped into this white girl that's pretty cool. She's based out of Austin. And she was talking about living 40 lives, and she's only like 33. She's like, I've lived 40 lives in my 33 years. And I was like, yeah, right, girl. You're not even an immigrant. Like, chill, you know? There's no way.
Oh, my God.
But she starts listing all this stuff that she's gone through, right? And she's like, and first I was engaged to this weird guy, blah, 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 blah. Thank God that didn't happen. But I ended up married to this military guy. I became a military wife. And then that lasted this much. And after traveling to 6 states, and she starts talking about, she's like, well, that ended. And I was like, oh my God. And she's talking about her drama. And I was like, she's lived 40 lives in 33 years. You're right. Like, I just have 4 kids and a husband. Oh my God. Yo, pa que me quejo?
But you were exhausted at the end of that reel.
But she was saying, she's like, don't pay attention to what's on the Instagrams, right? About how people's Christmases look and with how they're decorating. She's like, F those influencers. You know what? But she's an influencer herself, right? But she's like, F those influencers. Like, if you don't want that beige pale cream Christmas, you don't have to do the beige pale cream. You know, it's like if your Christmas doesn't look like, she's like, who cares? Their house doesn't look like, their house is a mess. It's just a corner of the house where they record. And that's the only part that looks decent. And I was like, yeah, let's attack these people I don't know, right? But I'm going to ask, is there something that you plan on doing to kind of just keep you grounded from now through till we enter the new year? Or let's just even say this, because we have another episode. From now to Christmas, is there something that you're going to do that's going to keep you kind of grounded?
My oldest is coming home from college, and I talk about him all the time because that's the season that I'm in. And I feel like when my family is complete, I feel a joy and a stress that's not there. That's like, because in the back of your mind, when your family's not totally complete, even if you're conscious or unconscious, it doesn't feel the same. So my oldest being home tomorrow and all of us being together, I think that was going to give me like a calming sense before the holidays, because my family's going to feel quote unquote normal again. Porque vamos a estar los 5 under one roof. So that probably means family dinners, going to church together. I'm not going to put like all this huge pressure on us either. I try not to be like over the top. He's home. He's on vacay and away from school. The kids are on vacay. My daughter's theater can be so stressful, and it ends tomorrow. So I'm glad the kids are going to get a break, but I'm going to try to, get us to church 1 or 2 holy days or a couple of Sundays. And I'm going to try to do family dinners at all and just feel good and at peace with my family being together. That's my goal, to feel a little bit of zen, funny enough, having us together. But my babies aren't little. Like, these are teenage kids. It's easier to feel calm when they're together.
Similar to Irene, like the Catholic in us. I started the month, and you guys heard me this whole year, like, oh, I'm praying the rosary every first of the month. So I did that. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I did at least 12 rosaries with my first of the month rosaries that we did as a family, either as a family or like just Luis and I. So that was cool. That kind of, set the tone for the month. Fui a misa ahora, es lo que le decía a Irene. I was like, oh my God, I made it to misa today. So that was cool. Just like, maybe because we're older, como que no, tengo que ir a misa, ahora tengo, es día de la Inmaculada, like tengo que ir. And then on Friday también ir a
More
misa
Catholic.
por el día de la Virgen de Guadalupe. So just like the Catholic in me wanting to just be there, more Catholic, be present, mis rosarios. Last Sunday, our priest was saying like, oh, this is, we're preparing for the season, for Christmas, for their arrival. And it's a good time to, confess. And I'm like, ay, me quiero ir a confesar, sometime this season. So I think I'm gonna make it happen one of these days cuando haya confesiones, just to kind of, end the year just with peace and to start it off with that, like, grounding, like, again, being Catholic, going to confession, like, that's how I feel like I want to end.
I feel that's like the best part of our religion. Catholic religion, since we can relate on that, the three of us, the best part of our religion, the fact that it brings us together through tradition. The holidays tend to feel like a good vibe, like a good peaceful vibe. We all celebrate the same. It's like Palm Sunday, or you go to church right before Jesus is born, like all these beautiful things that are very Catholic. And then there's a part of the Catholic Church that is a little more guilt driven, and sometimes it's a little like old school. So I do like that about Christmas, posadas. I do love that part of like our religion that brings us together in a very like super festive way. You can expect like pozole, hot chocolate at church, van a vender donas. It's just like, I do like that. Selfishly,
I want some.
I like the Christmas vibe. I do like that. So for those listening, we're not like these super Catholics, but even that, I love super Catholics. Ceci reading the rosary, I think, is pretty super Catholic of you, so I should speak for myself. But I am selfishly a Catholic that does love the traditional part of it, not the guilt necessarily, but definitely loves the traditional part of it. And I like that it does bring us peace. I think it does bring us peace. Have something that everybody's doing, like the community. We can all relate, at least in that world. We all relate. We know what we're talking about when we say posadas, for instance. I think that's really cool. I went to church in Prague when I was on vacation there. I went to church in English so that I could follow what was going on. And it was like such a peaceful mass. The music, just the vibes, old church. And it just felt so zen. And the homily was really, really good. And the priest was just like, we got to pray. We just got to take it back to the basics. We got to just pray. We got to be prayerful. Just pray. Commit to praying between now and the end of the year. Like, just be more prayerful. Man, I love that. Keeping it simple. So I wanted to share that too before I get off my soapbox about being Catholic. But anything people want to do, keep it simple.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Maybe it's prayer. Maybe
Simple's
it's meditation.
better.
Maybe it's vision boarding. Like, you don't have to be major either at all, right? Like, the idea is to get people excited, right? Like, so a prayer, it takes 30 seconds in the morning to be like, thank you, sweet baby Jesus, for all the sweet baby blessings, right? So keeping it simple is a really good example of something we can do.
I think I've mentioned it before, and it's been probably a few podcasts. Not because I'm anti-church, no. It stresses me out just thinking about getting all the kids ready to get out the door to make it on time to church. I'm like, that's one more thing to make it too, you know? So it's just, I think for me, it's really important. The prayer, the connecting, you know, especially having, you know, when you have great things happen to you in the year, and then you have loss as well, and then the almost losing, right, where you're almost, you know, a loved one or whatever it is that you hold special. It could be a pet, you know, it could be your job, it could be something, a boyfriend, it could be anything, right, or anyone. But I feel that we get so close to like that moment of like, and I think prayer is both a celebration and a way to ask for the life that you want or the things that you would love to see in your life, right? So it is a form of manifestation. It's a form of asking, maybe in this case, not the universe, but God, right? The Almighty. But I see him as I see him because, you know, we really don't know how it identifies, but, you know, I'm going to say he because that's how I grew up, you know, thinking of God. But I grew up of God thinking that he's almighty, yet he's unconditionally loving us. And I can correlate that with my experience with having a dad. My dad has always unconditionally loved me, whether I fuck up or not. If I let a guy come to my window and kiss me through the window, and he's like, doesn't, you know, whoop my ass. He's just like, girl, you got to learn from this, you know? So I see, if I could see, I see God through my dad in those eyes as if a male can give unconditional love. A male can, you know, allow you to make mistakes and be forgiving as well. So anyway, point is, prayer is a celebration, and it's also a way to pray for the sorrow and the sadness. So I think for me, just really focusing on that and doing more prayer with my kids, even if I don't yet make it to church, I will, because I know that faith is such a strong thing. But yeah, having more faith, having using that prayer to kind of guide me and keep me grounded into like, don't be a witch, be a great woman, you know. So I think that's where I want to be, Sissy.
I was going to say something before you said that. So just for our listeners and for you too, I don't yo no me sé el rosario. I don't pray. I have an app, dude. I have an app. Y así lo pongo y lo escucho. And then like, I just, you know, hago las contestaciones. And I think you could put it in English or in Spanish. And yo lo pongo en español.
My mom uses an app too, girl. She can't see. She can't hear.
It's so cool.
You have to do what works for you.
She's got su tableta.
So I think at the end of the day, there's some things that we're going to wrap it up with. Like, you know, it's keeping it simple. Really focus on you. What feels right for you. What feels right for your family. And then embracing, you know, it be prayer, it be journaling, it be whatever you consider manifestation. And asking for help, right? Those were some of the main topics of the things that we discussed today. But I hope you all keep it together. I hope you're able to find, peace from now to Christmas. I know, like I said, I'm going to keep breathing. I'm going to keep praying. And I'm going to, kind of turn to my husband and be like, look, we both got to be in this together because it's hard as fuck. So let's do it, you know? Don't let work stress you out. Don't let your family stress you out. Time, we don't have it forever. Things can come and go. So savor your time, savor that time that you have with loved ones or the things that you love to do, because we can't get time back. So have a happy holiday, happy December, and we will see you on our next podcast. But if you want to reach out to us, if there's anything that's keeping you going or keeping you from losing your shit for the holidays, share it with us. We're always open to receive feedback. We're going to kick off, we're going to take a break for December until the new year on some podcasts. But is there a topic you want us to talk about? Is there something you want us to have a conversation about, or even just keep the conversation on this going? You know where to find us. You can go to leveluplatina.com. Email us at admin at leveluplatina.com. And you can find us on Instagram, which is Level Up Latina. And I believe that is it for now, right, chicas? I think so. I feel like I should be a DJ. Waka, 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 what? Se la lavan, se la pasan bien. Nos queremos mucho. Besos.
Besos y bravo. Gracias.